While the world has been battling COVID, a different threat has been spreading across the globe. Some are calling it a cyber pandemic. This week, the EU and the US calling out China for a rash of cyber attacks, including Microsoft saying China is using hackers to profit from destabilizing activities. Well, Russia's been repeatedly criticized for using cyber networks to sow discontent and influence elections. And just days ago, we got the story of the Pegasus software that governments all over the globe are allegedly using to hack into the phones of journalists and activists and others. Well, my next guest says global cyber attacks have become the new way of waging war. At the Global Investment Forum in Dubai, he recently said almost every government in the world is trying to infiltrate its enemy using cyber tools which do not risk human lives but can have a devastating effect. Well, joining me now is Gil Shwed, the co-founder and CEO of Checkpoint Software. NSO Group facing international criticism after reporters obtained a list of alleged potential targets for its spyware, including activists, politicians and journalists, not least those, some of those at CNN. The maker of that powerful spy software is suggesting it's not them, blame their customers. The governments who are buying this software. Do you think that's a genuinely understandable position?
I'm trying not to comment too much about that. I chose my career early on, 28 years ago, to be on the defensive side, the civilian side, and not on the offensive side. Now, again, we have to remember, governments all over the world spy about criminal citizens all over, maybe good, maybe bad. For me, I know that I made my career choice to be on a completely different end of the spectrum and to protect organizations rather than try to help people attack them.
Let's talk about the governments that make the headlines on a regular basis. Russia and China, for example, both have been called out recently, not least by Washington. Russia, the result was that Washington imposed sanctions. Not as of yet has Washington imposed any sanctions on China. Cyber warfare is part of every government strategy. That's what you're saying, is it? So when the US call out Russia and China, there's more to this than just that.
First, I mean, yes, every government in the world today is trying to develop tools for espionage, by the way, more than that, tools for attack, tools that at certain times can shut down infrastructure. And actually, on the last year, we've seen many cases like that all over the world, from the US to the Middle East, when critical infrastructure was shut down due to a cyber attack. And again, pretty much all governments around the world are trying to have these powers.
How bad are things? How dangerous are these cyber attacks?
How big is the offense cyber attack? It's a good question. I think first there's the civilian side, not civilian side, there's commercial companies, there's real criminals, and there's governments. The big risk is that in cyber, unlike conventional warfare, the weapons change hand very quickly. I mean, once something is known, something that, let's say, the NSA in the US developed for the good and is using it very responsibly, within few weeks, it can turn out and can be something that every terrorist or every kid in the world can use against the infrastructure. And again, we've seen it last year in attacks on Baltimore hospitals that were using tools that the NSA was just, few miles from there, has developed few years earlier. So the real risk is that the tools in cyber can be the same tools that goes from hand to hand.
I just want to focus on you've been talking about the kind of big operations that we've reported on here on CNN. I just want to concentrate on that Pegasus story of late. And this is Israeli spyware. And I've seen a headline today that wonders whether anyone can ever tell whether this spyware has actually infiltrated your phone. What can we all do as individuals to be more aware of whether we might individually have been attacked?
So first, it's a very good question. I think what we should do is definitely keep updating our software on the phone. We can use some tools that provide better security for the phones. I can tell you that on the enterprise world, on the organizational side, this is very, very frustrating that only 3% of enterprises actually protect their mobile phones. And again, this is the weakest link in our infrastructure. This device, the mobile phone, spies on us 24/7. It's always on. It always listens to us. It always knows what we are doing. And yet, majority of the world is not doing anything. But we should use the same precaution. Keep updating your software all the time. Usually, it's not that difficult on mobile phones. Don't click on links that you don't believe in or that you don't know or trust, and be very, very careful on what you click. And if you can use software that will protect your phone, I think that increases or reduces the chances that you'll get infected by a big way.
With that, we'll leave it there. We thank you very much indeed for joining us.